The following is a short tutorial on how to use Flipgrid in the classroom. Remember, always start by being logged in to Google Chrome using your DSPN account. So you can see I'm logged in here. This will just make the process easier. So now that you're logged into your Chrome account, you can just Google Flipgrid or go to flipgrid.com, and you're going to see that it's going to bring you to this screen right here. Then you can just click on Login. Now, because we're logged into Chrome, we can either go through Microsoft or we can go with Google. It doesn't really matter. We're set up with both in our board. So I'm just going to go in with Google. And when I click on this, you're going to see that it knows who I am because I'm logged into Chrome. I'm just going to click on my account. Remember to use your DSPN account with this. And this is going to bring you to this screen right here. And this is basically where we can get started from. So how Flipgrid is organized is into groups and topics. The groups, if you think of folders, is the top overarching folder, and the topics are the smaller assignments within those folders. So to start, we're going to create a group. So you can see this is blue button over here. You can see plus groups. This is really easy. You just click on that and it will create a group. A lot of teachers will create groups by subject name. So they'll call it literacy, math, history, geography, etc. So for instance, if I want to do that, I'm going to go in here and type on group. And inside of here, you'll see that if I'll just go from top to bottom, I can edit the theme. So I can go in there and pick different looks for this. You'll see there's different topics in here. So I can just go in. There's also the ability right here that you can actually upload your own image. So we're not going to do that now, but you can do it if you'd like to. But I'm just going to pick this one and add it. This makes it really identifiable and easy to find for students. So next you're going to say your group name. So I'm just going to call this literacy, right, and get it started. Now here is the really important part, because we really want to keep this secure and we want to make sure that students don't have issues getting in. So there's different ways that we can do this. If you're using Google Classroom, you can set up that way. What it will do is it will look at your class list in Google and it will auto-populate it. You can set up by usernames. This is more time consuming. You would have to set up for each student, but because we're a Google board, it's probably quicker using the Google Classroom. This is the one that I like because I find it gives me a lot of flexibility, email or domain. So when you click on email or domain, it wants the last part of the email address the students are going to use. So we know that's at students.dsbn.org. Make sure you type that in properly, the S on students, and then hit return. And if any other teachers are going to be coming in, because our email address is at dsbn.org, I always just put that in. It gives me the flexibility. Then anyone with either two of those emails ending in that will be able to have access. So I'm just going to create it that way. Once you create it like this for a group, it's automatically attached to the topic. So I create my group, and you're going to see now that it gives me a link. That link will bring the students or whoever directly to that group. You're going to see it's connected to Classroom and other ways. But for this part, usually I just stop it and then I go in here. And now you can see if I go back, remember if you click on Flipgrid in the corner, it brings you back to this page. There's my literacy thing, and it shows that it's active, meaning it's ready to go and students can see it. Now, if I go into literacy, you can see in here, this is where I'm going to add a topic, and they kind of pre-create one topic for you, but you're going to go in and add your own topics. So when we add a topic, we can ask students questions or provoke responses. So I'm just going to click add topic and show you what this looks like. So it wants a title. So say you're talking about connections. Which character do you connect most with? So maybe you just want to get this idea out of them or have a conversation around this. Now, the really cool part about Flipgrid is that see right here, you can import images and do all sorts of things, but this is the one, recording a video is really the powerful part. So you don't have to spend too much time writing in the description because you're going to explain to them what you want them to do. And I want to show you what this looks like because it's actually the same tool that students will use to record their responses. So in here, once you have your webcam allowed, it will actually just allow you to talk directly to your students via camera and post right within Flipgrid. But it's got some really neat features. See under options, one of the main ones you're going to see is you can upload a clip. So if you made a clip somewhere else, like say Screencastify, you could upload it in here, but you probably wouldn't because you can record your screen directly from Flipgrid and put it right in here. And think how handy that is. Just click on that, record, show what you want them to do, and it will put it right within here. The other things they've added are effects. The students love these, so you can go in and you can change the filters. Something neat about these filters is when you get down here, if say you have students that don't want to be on camera, they actually have filters that will kind of allow you to block out yourself, right? So kind of some students will actually prefer that. And you'll see inside here, there's all sorts of things to play with. You can add text, you can have pens, you can have a whiteboard on the side, you can add stickers, GIFs, all sorts of things. And they're really, really easy and fun to use. So say I want this guy, you can see that I can just put this right within on the page, and I can manipulate it and move it wherever I want to move it. So it's kind of neat. Now, this backdrop is new, just popped up. I find it glitches my computer, so I'm not using it. But essentially, I think once it's going and really working well, it will be a lot like how you can change your background in Microsoft Teams. So once you're ready to record, it's really easy to do. You're just going to go 3, 2, 1, and now you can explain the assignment, give instructions, prompt that conversation, whatever you want to do. And as soon as you're done, you can just hit the pause button and then next, and you'll see it will play it back to you. From here, it says, what do you want the image to look like? So I might not want that image just because my eyes are closed. So I could say select a frame, and I could go anywhere within here. My eyes are open in that one and confirm it. I could just take a selfie, all sorts of things. When you're learning tech, it's all about the first time. It's about playing with all these buttons and seeing what it can do. Once you're done, you just hit confirm. And this is going to put this right within the topic. So when the students go into that topic, they're going to get to see you talking and explaining what it is. And you can even set how long you want them to talk for. So say you want them to really be concise, you might give them 1 minute and set that. Now, there are other things to consider, especially to get used to when you're creating a topic, is go into settings. Now, within these settings, they have lots and lots of options. There's some really important ones you're going to want to know. First of all, you're going to want it to be active. You might want to schedule it right here. It's really easy to do. This is a really important one, though. If you want it moderated, meaning that it comes to you for approval first, you need to turn that on. That's really important, depending on how you've set this up with your students and the norms you've set. Really think about what that's going to look like. And you can see they have all these other ones, but as you get into responses, you can see you can allow them to attach links, allow likes, whatever you decide. There's camera features which you allow them to do. And if you're having a guest come in, such as a family member, you can actually create a guest password for that. So this is something just to be aware of. You'll know very quickly what ones you want to turn on and turn off. And once you do that, you can actually save that to the group. And so it's going to pass those on to your group and you'll be ready to go. Now there is the link that will take us directly to this topic of conversation. So if you wanted to post that in D2L or into Google Classroom, you would just copy and paste that and it will send them directly in. But this is what it's going to look like. Now, there is a member view. So when you go in here and you want to see what it's actually going to look like, so as you can see, this is what the students are going to see. They're going to be able to play your video right in this window over here. They're going to be able to read any text you put in. The topic is moderated. And you can see that all they need to do to make a response is add responses. And because this is moderated, it will go to you before it shows up down here. Now, one final thing to show you, if I go back to this screen and click on Flipgrid over here to take you back to the main screen, this is what it's going to look like right here. Once you start getting responses, you're going to go in here and see that there are responses waiting for you to check out, and some you might have to moderate. And remember, this is like the key screen. This is where you see all your groups, and from here you can go in and edit those groups. You can change if it's active or inactive. You can also add co-leads. You can duplicate groups if you wanted to make it for multiple classes. Lots of different things. Flipgrid is very intuitive, so don't worry about clicking on buttons just to see what they do, because there's all different views and ways that you can see it. So there's a lot of things to do. Big part of learning Flipgrid is just getting in there, clicking on buttons, seeing what it does, and I'm sure you'll find many uses for this in the classroom.